Welcome to Web API Tutorials. I am Venkat. This is part 33, Entity Framework Core in Web API. Till now in this tutorial, we have been using the in-memory object. If we go to student controller and notice, we can see we are using the college repository.students. This one is a in-memory data object. So till now we are using the in-memory data object to manipulate the student's data or to store the student data. This one is a temporary data. Whenever we restart our application, the data will be lost and it will be recreated. So from this entity framework onwards, we will start using the data inside the database. We will read this data from database using the entity framework core technology. So what is entity framework? Entity framework is nothing but a database technology or database framework which will help us read the data from database in our applications using the ORM approach. And this entity framework supports link queries and the database entity change tracking and entity updates and also entity schema migrations. And if you want to know how many databases we can work with this entity framework core. So using the entity framework core, we can work with many databases, including SQL database and SQLite, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and also Azure Cosmos DB. So we can use both SQL database and Azure SQL database. Let us see how we can read the data from database using the entity framework core. If we use entity framework core, we don't need to have the SQL scripting knowledge or SQL programming knowledge. So you might get a question like, without SQL scripting knowledge or without SQL programming knowledge, how we can read the data from database? So I'll explain you that now. Suppose there is a database. And consider that this is our application. And in our application, this one is a entity framework core and this one is our application. In our application, we have used link queries to build the queries to get the data from database. So once we build the link queries, these link queries will be converted to the SQL queries using the entity framework core, using the entity framework tools or technology. These converted SQL script will be executed on top of the database. So once we get the data from database, the data will be converted back into the C#. The data will be converted back into the C# objects. C# objects are nothing but class objects or database objects or lists. It can be anything. So we can say it is a C# object. So that we can use this C# object inside our application. That's how entity framework core will read the data from database. There are two main different approaches of this entity framework core. The first one is the code first approach. The first one is the code first approach. In this code first approach, consider that this is our application. In this code first approach, first we will build ORM, object relational mapping. Means we will create all the classes, we will create all the database classes which will represent the database tables or objects. First we will build all the ORM objects. First we will build ORM objects. Using these ORM objects, we will generate the database. We will generate the database. So that is why it is a code first approach. First we will create the coding. Using that code we will generate the database. Then we will start using it. That's why the first approach is a code first approach. So when we are writing our application, we will build entity framework objects or ORM objects in our project first. Then using those ORM objects, we will generate the database. That's why it is a code first approach. Coming to the second one. The second approach here is a DB first approach. DB first. So inside this DB first approach, we need to create a database first. We need to create database first. All the objects like tables, stored procedures, triggers, all. We need to create or prepare the DB first. So once the database is ready in our application, we will generate the ORM objects. We will generate ORM objects using this database schema. We will generate ORM objects in our application using that existing database. So that's why it is a database first approach. So then we will start using the ORM objects inside our application. This is the second approach. In our tutorials, I will explain you both database first approach and code first approach. For more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.